What's up, YouTube? I'm Mike. Today I'm finally back on the camera. I wanted to make a video yesterday, but I just fucking didn't think I could get through it, honestly. I'm really surprised at how shook I have been by the passing of Joe Lindner, Joe Aesthetics. For those of you who've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I was a pretty big fan of his. Insofar as I'm a fan of anybody, like I'm not like your typical fucking fanboy. I don't like. You know, Jay Cutler was like my favorite bodybuilder. That dude could fucking be downstairs in the hotel room right now, and I might not even walk up to him because I'm just not one of those people that likes to fucking pester celebrities or, I just like appreciate what people bring to the world on a personal level. Like I'm not one of these fucking guys that just worships other human beings. I think it's fucking grotesque and pathetic. And so sometimes I think the best thing you can do for somebody that you really idolize is just leave them the fuck alone when you see them in public and let them just be who they are, let them be human beings, and just appreciate what they bring to your life on the internal level. So like I didn't watch every bit of his content. I didn't sweat the guy, but the stuff that I did see, he just seemed like a genuinely just fucking solid dude. He was just always upbeat and always seemed to be uplifting, trying to uplift other people. And I think it fucked me up the most because, as I mentioned in some of my recent videos, I was kind of planning on remodeling my bodybuilding style after his. We have a similar genetics. He's not like a mass monster. He was always just super peeled and lean and had a good aesthetic to him, and that type of body style is something that I can more easily attain. Not to the degree that he was. I mean, he obviously had just freakishly low body fat percentage, and I didn't want to get to that degree. But I had decided basically to quit bulking and bring my levels down to something to where I could just maintain the mass that I have built and stay nice and cut and diced all year round. I hate losing my abs. I don't want to look like shit. I don't want to go through some dirty bulk. I don't want to eat a bunch of calories unnecessarily and get fat. To me, part of bodybuilding is just about looking good, and I wanted to look good as much as I could year round. And so I had kind of decided that was the pathway that I was going to go down, and it seemed like of all things to be the safest way to go about it. And then I woke up, I think it was yesterday morning, and saw that he passed, and it was fucking heartbreaking, man. And so I've actually been intending to make this video for a long time. I've been putting it off. So what I'm talking about today is not the passing of Joe and the massive void that has been left behind in the bodybuilding world with his passing. But what I really want to talk about today is the regrets that I have in my personal bodybuilding journey, and explain why you're probably not going to see another cycle video from me ever again. Some of this is going to be hard for some of you to listen to, but you need to fucking hear it. When I started my bodybuilding channel a few years ago, the reason that I started this channel was because I wanted to, number one, share my experiences, and number two, because I genuinely believed that if you arm people with information, if you share the real doses, the real cycles, the real side effects, that they can make better informed decisions. I believed that giving people the honest truth about steroids instead of all the bullshit lies that we read and see from all the big names in these communities, that would better serve the community. That people would educate themselves, that they would find it important to do their own research and their own experimentation, and that they would craft cycles for their own bodies the way that I have crafted for mine. Because the reality is that what works for me will not work for you. It won't work for the next guy. There is no cookie cutter approach to bodybuilding. And what I have found over the course of the last 3 years, despite meeting very many, a large number of really cool dudes out there, most of you are fucking idiots. Most all of you. The vast majority of the people who watch my channel are fucking dumb fucks. You don't deserve any help. You shouldn't get any help. And you should stop bodybuilding right now because you're going to fucking kill yourselves. You don't have mentally what it takes to do your own research and figure out what works best for your body. All you fucking losers want to do is copy and paste what somebody else does. And I see it in my fucking DMs. It's in the course of the last few years, of 3-4 years, thousands of times. You can't even imagine the number of people that I get every fucking day who will watch one of my videos where I talk about the fact that I don't want to give sources anymore, or I gave sources. I made a video giving sources. And then I'll get some low-life piece of shit in my fucking DMs talking about, hey bro, I'm a huge fan of yours, man. I've been watching all your content. Hook me up with a source. You know what? Go fuck yourself. If you were a fan, if you were a real fan, then you would have to ask that question. Because I already made a video giving you my sources. So don't tell me you're a fucking fan and then ask me to answer a question I already answered. And that's the other thing that's been frustrating me for like the last year is I've made I don't know how many videos on this channel. I've talked about bulking cycles, cutting cycles, estrogen management, progesterone, prolactin management, why I don't PCT, training protocols, diet. I've talked about everything. Just about any question you could possibly have a question to about test, trend, Anadrol, Anavar, you name it. Like the overwhelming majority of the steroids in the market I have tried, I have cycled, I have run, I have tested, and I have talked about the pros, the cons, the side effects, everything. And yet I still get you dumb fuck loser motherfuckers in my comment section and in my DMs asking me questions that I already answered in a video. You don't even have the fucking wherewithal. You don't even have the sense to do me the common fucking courtesy of watching all of my content before you waste my fucking time asking me questions I already answered. And that's what I mean. There's a lot of you out there who watch every single video that I post. And to those of you, man, I appreciate you. Love you guys. And I'm sorry that you're probably going to, you know, the way this channel is going to work out is the way that life works out. And it's the fucking idiots that ruin it for everybody. But I just can't take it anymore. You know, I don't want to fucking give anybody else advice so they can go out and kill themselves like Joe did. I don't want to give anybody any more sources because all I have to deal with is fucking bullshit idiot morons who can't figure out the simplest of things. I'll give somebody a source and then I get beat up in the fucking DMs. Well, how do I get crypto, bro? How do you order it? What do you do? It's like, do you want me to fuck your girlfriend for you too? Is that what I need to do? What the fuck do you people want from me? You want me to come to your house? You mean order you the gear, buy it for you, bring it to your front door, show you how to swab your leg, draw it up in the fucking needle, inject it for you, and then what? Stand by and wait for the results? Tell you exactly how much food to eat, tell you exactly how many reps to fucking lift, tell you how to fucking, where to lick your girl's clit so that maybe one day she can fucking have an orgasm? Is that what you fucking morons want? Because that's the way you treat me. It's just one dumbass question after another. You know, we have this thing called Google. Everything that I have learned, I had a guy in my fucking comments the other day in my DMs telling me that I was a visionary. He was writing me these posts on social media, on Instagram, that were like books, just sucking my fucking dick. I mean, it was grotesque, telling me I was basically like a steroid guru, and he wanted to just tap into my knowledge, and I mean, it was grotesque. Like, I have an ego, but my ego's not that big. Like, you're not going to get in my fucking DMs and convince me that I'm the second coming of fucking steroid Christ. Like, every single thing that I know about gear, I know because I went out and trial and errored it. You know, I got on forums, I did research, I looked for information, then I found a source, and then I started sticking needles in my ass. That's the way it happened. That's all I did. Everything I did, you can do. But see, you guys don't want to do that. You don't want to take chances and risks. You don't want to waste your money. You don't want to figure out how your body works compared to mine. What you want to do is get on my fucking comments section and tell me that I'm an idiot because I take too much Arimidex. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I tested this. I went out and took different doses of testosterone and then got blood work and checked to see what my estrogen levels were at those different doses. And then you tell me I'm taking too much Arimidex. See, I know how much Arimidex to take because I tested it. You assholes All you do is you read what somebody else said, and you get you get in my comments, and you pass it off as your own knowledge. You're pseudo intellectuals. You're not actual intellectuals. There's a never-ending supply of dumb fucks out there who still think that Trenbolone is hepatotoxic, and y'all get in the comments and y'all echo that shit all the fucking time. Like I said, the vast majority of people in the bodybuilding world don't have 4 fucking brain cells rub together. I'm tired of dealing with y'all. There's nothing in it for me. My little YouTube channel here makes a couple of $100 a month. A couple of $100 a month is what I get paid to make these videos, and then get in the fucking comments and get in the DMs and respond to all these stupid fuck questions. One same dumbass question over and over and over. Hey bro, I'm 28 years old and I weigh like 160 pounds and I was thinking about taking 200 milligrams of this and 100 milligrams of that. And what do you think I should do for this? How the fuck do I know? How the fuck do I know? I don't know. I don't know how your body's going to react to the fucking test. I don't know what rate you aromatize. I don't know how sensitive you are to estrogen. I don't know how sensitive you are to prolactin. I don't know what your fucking genetic breakup is. I don't know how violent you were naturally before your first trend cycle. I can't tell you any of these things. I don't know what kind of a fucking upbringing you had. I don't know what kind of environment you live in. I don't know any of this shit. And anybody who tells you that they can help you is lying to you. So all these dumb fuck coaches out there who will take your money and tell you, oh, you should take this and take that, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Not a single one of them knows what the fuck they're talking about. You know what they're doing? They're guinea pigging you. They're going to take a cookie cutter cycle that's worked for another one of their athletes, and they're going to tell you to take it. And then when you start having fucked up side effects, they're going to adjust your doses. You can do this on your own. That everything a coach can do for you, you can do for you. Everything that I can do for you, you can do for you. The difference is, but the difference between me and you is, 1, I'm not a fucking idiot. And 2, I trust myself. See, I don't need somebody else to tell me the way. I trust that I can, A, figure out my own doses, figure out the safe places to inject it, drive my happy ass down to a fucking blood donating station and give blood, and then get test results back and then read those test results. So when my AST levels are fucked up, I can make educated decisions on what I need to do about that. And that's one of the many things that I've done, is that I have taken orals. I've watched my AST, ALT levels go 3-4 times the reference range. Then I've gotten off the oral, and then I've retested in 3 weeks to 3 weeks to a month and a half, and seen all of my levels return to normal. So what that tells me is that I'm not doing long-term damage to my body. My body is recovering from the strains that I'm putting on it. Now, how long will that continue to happen? Who knows? What I do know is that for the last year, I've had my cholesterol level in the fucking stratosphere. I've had my cholesterol has been 292. This is the last time I got it checked in May. It's probably higher now because I'm on more DHT derivatives. I'm maintaining a cholesterol level that is a super fucking high range. I take a lot of telmisartan to try to control my blood pressure. I have very high resting pulse rate. I have every risk factor for an aneurysm, just like Joe had. And right now I'm out here traveling the world with my best friend and my wife. My wife is my best friend in this world. She's an amazing fucking woman. And you all have seen the damage that Trent has done to our marriage. And how she fucking, overcomes it. We have all of our own issues, but we're doing better than we've ever been doing. I started taking Xanax to try to cope with some issues, and had a whole bunch of fucking pseudoscientists and drug addicts and losers and morons in my comment section telling me what a disaster that was going to be. And thus far, it's probably been the best decision I've made in life. I could make video after video about how positive of an experience that's been, and how I've had no problem managing doses and no problem with it at all. And then, again, I'm going to make this video, and there's going to be that fucking asshole in the comments, and he's going to be, well, yeah, bro, of course you're doing great while you're taking the drug. It's when you get off that you're going to have all the problems. No shit. So what? What's your point? Alcohol feels good when you're drinking it. Feels shitty the next day, doesn't it? So we don't drink? Roids feel great when you're on them. But when you fucking crash and all that fucking shit runs out of your system, and now you're trying to PCT and get your fucking testosterone back in line, you don't feel good. everything in life that adulterates your body, that has the potential for abuse, that has a potential to create euphoria, of course it always feels good when you're on it. If you get involved in something thinking you can just get on and get off and have no side effects, well, you're a moron. So I don't know why you people keep telling me all this shit. Like, what is your objective? You think you're my fucking daddy and you're going to convince me not to take a fucking drug that's helping me cope with a lot of issues in my life because eventually one day I may have to stop and I'm going to go through withdrawal? Like I said, I've done it 3 times already. I know exactly how to do it. I know exactly how to taper off. I know for a fact it won't be the most comfortable thing in the world, but I would rather spend a couple of weeks tapering off a drug and being a little uncomfortable and enjoy the years and years of positive effects that I can get while I'm on it. So why would I trade 2 weeks of uncomfortableness if I ever decide to taper off for potentially a lifetime of feeling good and having something to help offset my fucked up nature, which is to be very, very neurotic, very, very high strung, and very, very prone to anxiety? So, what I'm here to say is that for the time being, I'm done cycling anabolics. I'm currently taking, or I was currently taking 400 milligrams of Masteron a week, 100 milligrams of Trenbolone a week, 600 milligrams of testosterone a week, and then all the ancillaries necessary to maintain those doses. I am in the process of dropping the Masteron. I'm going to taper it off, actually. So I'm going from 400 milligrams a week to 200 milligrams a week until my bottle runs out, which means I'm going to be on it for maybe a month more, and then the Masteron's going to be gone. I've already dropped my testosterone back to 500, and I'm going to keep the Tren at 100 for now. When I get the Masteron out of my system, then I'm going to wait a month and I'm going to get some blood work and I'm going to find out where my biomarkers are. And so the way I'm going to do it from my personal life going forward is that I'm going to probably end up back on 200 milligrams of test and 50 milligrams of Tren. I might end up on 200 milligrams of test and 100 milligrams of Tren. And then I'm going to run that long term. I'm going to find the right cocktail of hormones that I can run and keep my cholesterol in line, my blood pressure in line, my resting pulse rate in line, all my biomarkers. All of my biomarkers are going to stay perfectly in line, and I'm going to get a full heart workup and find out exactly what kind of damage, if any, I have done to my body over the past almost 4 years of cycling hormones. Because while 4 years is not a long time in the grand scheme of things, I was on the better part of those 4 years. And I'm 42 years old now, so I'm not a young man. And I abused the shit out of my body with street drugs when I was a younger man, street drugs and alcohol. So I am, in my estimation, very high risk for any number of catastrophic health consequences from the decisions that I've made in life. And over the course of the last 2 weeks that I haven't been making videos, I found a whole world out there that I didn't know existed. See, I used to live in Dallas, Texas. Still technically live in Dallas, Texas. I spent most of my life in Dallas. Dallas, Texas is a shithole. I don't know if you know that. It's a city that's built in the middle of the Great Plains, and there is absolutely nothing that you could possibly call beautiful anywhere in that city to look at. We got some nice lakes, so that's about it. If you like outdoors types of behavior, Dallas, Texas is probably one of the worst fucking places you could possibly live. And I spent 40 of my 42 years on this planet in that fucking city. And when you live in Dallas, Texas, it's real easy to convince yourself that bodybuilding is everything that there is to do in life, you know? Going to the gym, counting my calories, tracking my macros, going out to dinners, whatever, doing a little fishing. Over the course of the last month and a half, we have been to 7 national parks, traveled across 8 states, and seen some fucking beautiful places, man. Beautiful places. There is so much more to this life than spending 2 hours a day, 6 days a week in the fucking gym to try to be as big as you can be, all the while knowing you're never even going to step on a competitive stage. You're not doing this to become a professional. You're not doing it to compete. You're just doing it because you just want to fucking look good. And so you're taking 8 to 14 different fucking drugs to maintain 197 pounds lean, when the truth of the matter is I could get off all the shit I'm on right now, take it all the way down to TRT dose alone, and probably be sitting at 185 lean. Probably more than that. I could probably maintain 193 with steady gym routine, and probably just not be. I wouldn't have that same hardness and vascularity and trenbolone look if I didn't take any tren. But the reality is I can probably get back down to 200 milligrams of test and a little tren and run that probably with no health consequences indefinitely. And if I can, then that's going to be my goal. But what I'm not going to do, whatever I decide to do, I'm not getting back on this fucking camera and telling you guys all about all the details. I may make some videos talking about, I'm definitely going to make videos talking about my travels. I'm definitely going to keep making videos talking about what's going on in my life, what's going on with my family. But as far as the bodybuilding content that the majority of you guys, 7,000 some odd subscribers now, have come to appreciate, you know, I never want to say never, but at a bare minimum, I'm taking a good long break from that shit. Because I don't see any benefit in doing it, and you people in the audience have honestly proven to be one of the greatest disappointments in my life. You all have fucking let me down. I thought I was doing the community at large a favor by being honest and transparent and sharing my experiences so that people could make good decisions. And what I see more often than not is me make a video telling you all of the horrific things that I'm experiencing on a tren cycle, for example, and then have 15 people say, I'm going out and getting tren tomorrow. See, you're going to do what the fuck you want to do anyway. It doesn't matter what I tell you. I could be one of these guys, which I won't be, but I could be one of these guys that suddenly does a 180 and starts preaching against fucking steroids and everybody get off roids and nobody take them and look what happened to Joe and they're gonna kill all of us. I'm not saying all that. I don't even know that the steroids killed Joe yet. You know, I'm desperately awaiting a toxicology report that's gonna say this man was abusing the fuck out of clenbuterol and maybe some amphetamines or God knows what. You know, please let it be anything. Let it be a congenital disease. Let it be anything other than the gear, right? Because none of us want to believe it. It seems like it doesn't matter how many of us drop dead at varying degrees of health and age. Everybody just keeps coming up with fucking excuses. I've had more than one person contact me on Instagram and say it was the vax that did it. Come on, man. Maybe it was. You know, I don't know. I can't fucking be for certain. But did any of us really think that Joe maintaining that level of leanness, that insanely low body fat percentage, year round was healthy? We all knew he had body dysmorphia in a major fucking way. Those of us who followed him long enough to see his demeanor change when he had his gyno surgery, y'all remember that? When he couldn't live for a little while and he would still look better than like 99% of the people who ever walked the earth, but he wasn't that usual like fucking just diced to the bones Joe, and he was depressed, and you could see it. You could see that his demeanor changed, and then when he got back on that fucking primo and whatever else he takes, and you could see it. You know, you guys probably remember those videos. I remember a video Joe made, and he was like, man, the supplements are working. You know, he wouldn't say roids, but he was like, the supplements are working. I can feel it. You know, it's like, oh, let's fucking go. You know, that's what we all live for. We love that shit. I love that shit. And it killed him. It killed him. Good man is gone. Almost certainly because of the disease that most of us are suffering from. And that's the thing that doesn't get talked about enough in this fucking community, is that we're all sick. All of us. Anybody who puts their bodies and their minds and their families through the shit that we put them through to gain 10 more pounds, to be a little less, a little bit more cut, a little more lean, you know, a little bit more definition to the shoulders, you know, we're sick, man. All of us. There's all kinds of forms of sickness, and that's how we justify it, right? The people that are out there shoving 14 million calories into their faces so they can look like beached whales, they're sick too. You know, there's all kinds of sickness. And I've made videos in the past saying that I didn't give a shit, you know, that I knew I was killing myself and I was doing something that I loved and I was going to keep doing it, and if it kills me, so be it. And who knows, maybe in 6 months I'll be right back there, you know. I've been on for a good long time now, and so it's time for me to get off anyway. Maybe I'll be off 6 months and then I'll be right back here making videos talking about fuck that, I'd rather be dead than living this life of, you know, being normal. Like, go through my video history. You'll see how I go up and down, you know. And maybe it'll happen again. But right now, out here, sitting right now in a hotel in Montana, 75 degrees outside, fucking beautiful. Just got back from Glacier National Park, one of the most beautiful places I have ever been in life. In the last couple of months, I have literally stood 20 yards from a black bear and her cub. My wife and I sat in the tall grass on the side of this little hill, and we watched a black bear and her cub playing and nuzzling each other's noses fucking 20 yards from where we were sitting. I've seen bison sparring 30, maybe 40 yards from where I was standing. These giant fucking animals. I've seen grizzly bears. I've seen mountain goats. I've seen beautiful fucking places. There's so much in our world to enjoy. And while I have the chance to do it, I'm going to fucking do it. I'm not going to the gym hardly at all. I'm about to go downstairs right now and get a workout with 40-pound dumbbells. So I'm going to have to do a shit ton of volume to even get a pump. But over the course of the last few months traveling and looking in comments and shit, I have just lost all give a fuck about trying to help people, because the reality is I'm not helping. I've had easily 1,000 guys send me messages saying, "Man, we love your content. Thank you so much for doing what you do," and that's great. And I hope you guys end up in a good place. But by and large, it's just a lot of fucking bullshit drama, and I expose myself legally. It's just a lot of risk for no fucking reward. And the volume of just total cock-sucking losers I have to fucking deal with is just, it's just not something I want to do right now. So, unsubscribe, go fucking mass exodus. I don't give a shit. Or stick around and see, maybe I'll be back in 6 weeks, 6 months, and you can all say I told you so. Maybe I'm just being overly emotional because somebody I really had taken a liking to in this world is gone, and fucking sucks and hurts, honestly. So I don't even know if I'll post this video. I'll probably post it, because fuck it, why not? As always, thanks for watching. Don't fucking watch. Fuck yourself. I don't care. See you on the next one or not.